Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Now this is delusional behavior coming from Zelensky, but hey, what did you expect? Zelensky is addressing the Russian people during Christmas. And he's telling the Russian people to free themselves from evil Putin, at least for one day, for Christmas. Now, I don't know, top of my head question, Mr. Zelensky, are you aware of that evil person that you talk about, his popularity in Russia? Are you aware of it? I mean, if you tell a person who has about 80-some percent approval rating for his job and as a person in Russia, that he's a bad dude, how can you talk about, what would you say about, what's his name, Biden, which is in the 30s or something, Macron in the 30s, Scholz in the 30s. I mean, is that delusional? What is this? I mean, you make a fool of yourself more than you already did. So let's see what this weasel is saying. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda and it's from January 5, 2022. Zelensky to Russians. Free yourself from fear of one person at least for Christmas. Like someone tells me, Emil, please try to eat at least once a day in the United States of America because you look very, I don't know, skinny or something. Okay, I will, promise. President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, has addressed the Russians and called on them to find the courage to free themselves, at least for Christmas, from their shameful fear of one man in the Kremlin who is destroying their country. This is what this, I'm not going to read his weasel prepared speech by others like him. But again, my obvious question is, okay, what makes you think that Putin is the one who is hated in Russia? Can you give me some evidence to support your claim? Not interpretations, but evidence. What do I mean interpretation? This is a firebird. It's not a pair of glasses. Okay, that's an interpretation right here. I mean, we know these are glasses, right? Reading glasses. So the same, is he not aware? I mean, even if it's aware, do you know how the Russians are laughing of this guy? The 80% that are supporting, or 79% of Russians who support Putin. It's the biggest mistake in any confrontation is to, underestimate your enemy, or not even try to understand where he's coming from, the way he sees things. If you have an argument with someone, that's why you talk to that person. You find out maybe it's just a misunderstanding somewhere. You will try to understand how did you reach that conclusion. This guy assumes that the Russians are hating Putin, or actually that was not made for the Russians, was made for the Western weasels who say yes, 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 since Putin is an evil guy because they are so smart and informed by their free mass media, they don't know the numbers. Yes, 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 Zelensky is a good guy. He tells the Russians who are oppressed by Putin to just, for one day break the shackles and set themselves free. Right? The communists, Marx and Engels? Yeah, okay. So, should they do that? Yes, Zelensky, the visionary. Without knowing that actually Putin is popular, much more popular than their presidents and prime ministers. But hey, this is called mass psychosis, mass delusion. And this guy is a high priest for that. It's unbelievable how you can look through this weasel, which is Zelensky. I mean, I look through him, he's just an actor. That's what he is. I don't know how smart he is. Whatever he says is a script. We know that one. I don't think he's an idiot because he's a kosher, so in general koshers are smart, but I found koshers that are not that smart either. But anyway, I assume that he's not an idiot, but still he's a weasel. He's not that smart. I mean, it's just a way of spewing a certain kind of narrative that's not there. And if you do it often enough, the weasels will bite it. Remember, it was a guy who said in the 1920s, that the mass media in a society at that time, it was a newspaper, not even the radio. He said the mass media, he was referring to the printed media, can make an issue of the utmost importance in a society in a week, and an issue that really was important disappear in a week. Or they said they can create a weasel, build that weasel as being an honorable man. An honorable man be destroyed in about a week and become weasels in the eyes of the masses. This is the power. And again, it starts from the humans, lack of abilities right here. And you would be surprised. Don't let these guys tell you this and that. Just experience things. But again, if you are not prepared, you can't assess things. As I always said, when you let's say you play football, you can assess who's a good player and who's not a good player. If you don't know football, any weasel can come and tell you that Tom Jones, Michael Jackson, Bruce Dickinson, and Elvis Presley are the best football players. But if you play, then you know, then you can't be fooled. That means direct experience. Do you have it? Do you have the direct experience? You're told that we're all equal and we all show up on time, and we work as hard, and there's no differences. But when you go and get a job, you consistently see certain kind of people lacking here, lacking that, lagging here, and excelling over there. And then you say, hey, what's going on here? Now, which one is the general rule and which one is the exception? Well, you heard the general rule, click, click, since childhood, from the kindergarten, school, and possibly parents who fucked you up. And then movies, entertainment, obviously that industry. And you got a TV, and you say, hey, my reality is not true. Even if you find consistently that those guys are slow or those guys are fast. I mean, the same here. If you don't know anything and Zelensky comes and tells you that, hey, Russians, get rid of Putin, at least for one day because he's that bad dude, and you don't know anything about the Russians and how Russians view Putin, you will take this clown as, yes, this visionary, courageous dude, lad, Zelensky, yes. And you're an idiot. So therefore, information is knowledge, is power, but you gotta put effort into it. Okay, so get off your butt from the TV and your beer and that, and start reading certain things. I'm not telling you because I know you do that because you're here with me. Otherwise, you will be doing it right now, watching stupid whatever and drink some beer or eat and waste your lives. So anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.